So what all things you want to learn today? I mean, you just need to learn the debugging skills or like
So yeah, okay. We can start with what is debugging and everything, and what are the ways we can debug the code, and how can we understand the code.
mhm.
And also, if we have time, we can go for display files,
Okay.
or else you can go with basic concepts.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start with debugging now. Okay.
Okay.
So you know writing RPGLE, CL, I'll just write one basic RPGLE and CLLE program
Okay.
and we'll debug that. Okay. So
Yeah.
one we will debug normally like interactively, and
Hmm.
the other one will be a batch debugging. You know batch debugging, right? Batch.
I have no proper idea on debugging everything. I mean, I heard about batch debugging, but I don't know what it is happening there.
So oh yeah, I will teach you that also.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my work member PDM, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so work member PDM is to uh, come to your member PDM means um, PDM is Program Development Manager. Okay,
Okay. Mm.
so these are all your this is your library. Okay, so
Mm.
inside library you have lot of folders like those are called files. So
Mm.
those are source physical files. So the
Mm.
QRPGLESRC,
Mm.
QDDSSRC,
Mm. QCLSS.
QCLSRC. So
Yes, yes.
these are all
So,
source physical files. Okay,
yeah.
so these are under library. So for
Mm.
every library, you can create multiple source physical files.
Mm.
You can create your own library also, but in Pub 400 will not allow you to, I think it will not allow to create our library. Yeah, it's saying not authorized, right? So,
Mm.
but in your normal AS400 system, you can create your own library and you can create your source physical file.
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
So for creating source physical file, the command is crt srcpf.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then you take F4
Mm.
and here you can create your own source physical file. Let's say I'm just creating QCPY SRC
Mm.
and library, I'm giving my library
Okay.
1231, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's saying file QCPY SRC created in library this. Meaning if
Mm.
I go to work member PDM and if I change this to QCPY SRC,
Okay.
so it is created now.
Okay.
All right. So now let's say I'm giving something QRPG SRC
Mm.
that is not existing. So it will show me the error that this file source physical file was not found.
Okay.
Okay. So let's come to QRPGL SRC. I will create one basic RPGL program which will add two numbers or something. Okay.
Okay.
And then we will try to debug that first.
Okay.
So for
Uh,
creating the physical file, yeah, go ahead.
mm.
You're asking
Uh,
something?
yes, yes, yes. I mean, for me, I need to work only with the free format program, so you can go ahead
Mhm.
with the free format.
Okay, okay.
Mm. Yeah, I can understand the program, but I couldn't, I didn't wrote the program till now, so that's why
Mhm.
you can go from declaration to. That's
Okay.
it. Mm. Yeah.
So here I'm taking F6,
Mm.
F6 to create,
Okay.
and I'm giving the file as so tut debug.
Okay.
I'm giving our type as RPGLE. Okay.
Mm.
So here you can select any type. These are all
Okay.
types of programs you can write.
Okay.
Bash program, C program, CBLLE, COBOL programs.
Okay.
So CBLLE means latest edition. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
now CBL means normal, the old version of COBOL. Similarly,
Okay.
in RPG also we have two types,
Yes,
uh,
RPG and RPGL.
RPG and RPGLE. So RPG is for your fixed format for codes.
Okay.
That is old version of RPG. That is called RPG 4 or RPG 3 is there. So
Mm.
those are different versions of RPG program. Okay.
Okay.
And we have RPGLE, that is the latest edition RPGLE. So wherein you can apply all the ILE concepts. We will learn
Mm-hmm.
about ILE concepts later.
Okay.
Um, so normally in RPG version, you cannot apply ILE concepts.
Okay.
So that is something called OPM programs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so OPM source means those are, I mean, you cannot apply ILE concepts to those OPM programs.
Okay.
OPM, ILE concepts means you can
Mm.
create your own module, you can create procedures, sub procedures. So
Okay.
basically, those are reusable entities.
Okay.
Means if you create one procedure in one program,
Mm-hmm.
so that procedure you can call from outside the program also, from any other program. Just you
Okay.
need to attach that module into that particular program, into a
Mm.
one particular program, and then you can call the modules, sorry, you can call the procedures, the sub procedures from another program.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally we will call one program from one another program, right? So, but
Mm.
exactly you can call sub procedures from different programs. So that
Okay.
is, in that way you are reusing the same code.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I took RPGLE here.
Mm.
Um Tutorial debug, I'm just writing here. I took enter. Okay. So let's say I'm just giving one variable name, uh, var1. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
Do you know the meaning of all this?
Uh, no, no, Sangram.
Okay. Yeah, so basically we have to declare a variable, and that variable should be standalone variable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so if you see here, if you take F1 here, so there are a lot of options coming.
Mm.
So basically that var1 is your standalone variable. I mean, you have to
Okay.
use it as a variable inside the program only.
Okay.
Okay, so that is called standalone variable.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Inside the program means inside this RPGLE program. That's it. We can't call it from other programs.
yeah,
That's what you meant, right?
yes, yeah.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Got it.
So you have other things like PR, PI. So these are used for particularly for declaring parameters. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say your program is accepting some parameters.
Okay.
So only for that purpose you can use PR and PI.
Okay.
Okay. So another option is you can take C also.
Mm-hmm.
If you have constants in your
Mm.
program.
Okay.
Okay, that time, let's say you have one variable, so for which the value will never change in the program execution.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
that time you will define the variable as C, means constant.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and you have something called data structure also. So data structure it's a vast concept, so we will learn later. I mean, it will take more time.
Okay. Okay.
So
Sure.
there are 5 to 6 types of data structures are there. So I will teach you separately in a separate session all
Sure.
types
Sure.
of data structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we will keep it a standalone field. Okay.
Okay.
And here you don't have to give the from, you just
Mm,
have to give the length. So what will be your length of the variable? So length of the variable, let's say I'm giving 8 length,
mm,
8 digit length.
mm.
And let's
Okay.
say I'm giving this decimal position as 0. Okay.
Okay.
You can give 2 also. So if you
Mm.
give 2 means 6 will be your before
Length
decimal.
of the,
Yeah, before
yes.
the after decimal 2 places. Before
Okay.
decimal 6
Yeah.
digits will be there. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So including decimal positions, total will be 8 length.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are multiple data types are there. So if you define like this, it will be decimal, packed decimal type.
Okay.
So there are different types of um,
There
data
is
types.
zone decimal also as well, right?
Yes, zone decimal
Uh,
is there, but you have
mm,
to
mm.
give it as here.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you specify data type as S, then that will be
Mm.
your zone field.
Okay.
Okay. So if you define it as P means that is a packed decimal
That
field.
decimal. Okay. Okay.
Okay. If you don't define also, that will be by default, it will uh, consider it as packed decimal only.
Okay.
Okay. And type N means that will be your indicator field.
Okay.
Okay. So normally we will be using P as right, and A you will be using for character field.
Mm.
D you will be using for date fields. Sometimes we'll be using binary field also. So
Okay.
that one we will check later. I mean, when we will be studying display file or something. So maybe that time I will show you.
Okay. Okay.
So D means date field. One more will be the T for timestamp.
Mm.
Okay. Time field.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Z for timestamp field.
Okay.
Okay, so let's I'm just defining like this 8 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So now let's say I'm keyword means you can define you have lot of functions are there. So you can initialize the variable. Okay.
Okay.
So normally we will be the best practices you should be initializing it. So whenever you are declaring any variable,
Mm.
so if it is decimal type, then you should initialize to 0. If it is character, then you should initialize to space.
Okay.
Okay, you can just
Uh,
write
what if
star length.
we didn't initialize the variables after that? We thought we can calling it somewhere else. Then.
Yeah, by default, it will be some value will be there. I mean, by
Mm-hmm.
default, the value will be like I mean, some junk value might be coming.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so so that time what will happen? Your program will go into message wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Will go into error. So that's why I will show you that also. Uh, let's say I'm not initializing it. Okay. Opening. Yeah. Okay. So here there are some keywords are there. Okay. So if I write RP means it will just repeat. It will just copy the same statement in the next line. Okay. So I can just make it as var2.
So we have declared total two variables here. Okay.
Yeah. So
Mm.
one is var1 is for variable 1 and var2 is variable 2.
Okay.
It is again stuck, I think. Hmm. 400 is very slow.
Mhm.
Again, it went into system. Okay, no. Yes. Let me open one more session.
Yeah. Mm.
So still stuck on the this program will not open. I will create one more program
Okay.
because it is stuck, right? So
Yes, it is. Mhm.
hmm, this H is not mandatory. You can just ignore it. So
Okay, okay,
later I
okay.
will
I
wait.
thought it should be definitely be there because in while I was working with the codes also there is H there. That's the I thought it is mandatory.
No, no, that is not mandatory.
Okay, okay, okay.
So let's say this is a var1. So if
Mm.
I give rp2 means it will repeat two times.
Okay. RP.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, okay.
So let's say var1, var2, var2, var3. I have
Okay.
total three variables.
Mm.
So now I will um, write my logic. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, this is also not needed. Okay, so slash free slash and free also not needed, but it's the very,
Okay. We can directly go with logic without
yeah, we can
typing
directly go
right.
with logic. I mean, the
Mm.
current versions will consider it as free format only.
Okay, okay, okay.
So you don't have to write those. Let's say I'm giving like this means
Mm.
where 3 equals to
Mm.
um, where 1 plus
Right.
where 2.
Mm.
Oh, I think here it is not accepting, but in our system it will consider it as
Reformat. Okay.
free format. Yeah, so here it is not considering. So I think we have to write
Flash.
class free only.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
And now let's say I'll just display the variable 3. Okay.
Okay.
So DSPL by var 3.
Correct. Mm.
So it will show you in my command line. So whatever
Okay.
variable name is coming.
Okay.
So now I will just for saving this. So whatever you wrote here,
Mm.
to save this, you can just write save save,
Okay.
meaning your whatever you wrote the code,
Mm.
it will be saved. Let's say
Okay.
I will change this to var not var 3. I will
Mm.
just change it to var 1 again.
Mm.
Means you updated the code, right? So you have to
Mm.
save it.
Okay.
So if you don't save it,
Hmm.
then whatever changes you have made, it will
It
not be
won't be
saved.
saved. Okay, okay.
Yes. So let's say I'm displaying all three variables. Okay.
Okay.
So var one, var two, var three.
Yeah, okay.
So currently I'm not initializing any variable. So we will
Hmm.
see what is happening. We will
Okay.
see in the debug what
Hmm.
exactly is happening. And
Okay.
there is one more keyword here. You can write
Hmm.
file.
Fine.
So file means it will save and come out of the source.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wrote file here.
Hmm.
So now to debug this, we can take 14 here. So meaning
Okay.
it will create one program object.
Hmm.
So here 14 is for compile. So it will
Okay.
compile and create a source program. Star
Okay.
PGM type it will create.
Okay.
You can create module also. So module you will see when we will be studying the ILE concepts.
Hmm.
We will
Okay.
study 15 option. Okay.
Okay.
So 14 option is for compiling the program.
Complaint. Okay.
So after writing 14 here, I will take F4.
Okay.
F4 is for prompt.
Okay.
Okay. So normally, if I take 14 option, the command is CRT BND PR RPG.
Okay.
Okay. So if I write this command in the command line, okay, command line means this one.
Okay.
So this line is there, right? So this is called command line. You can
Hmm.
write all types of command.
Okay.
Okay. So CRT BND RPG.
Okay.
If I take F4, sorry. So same thing only coming, but you
Yes.
have to write your program name, library name,
Everything is
yeah,
mentioned.
source
Okay.
member. So everything you have to write.
Hmm. Okay. But
But
if we could
if you,
directly prompt there, then we could directly go to,
yeah,
it will be
so if
directly
you,
initialized. Okay.
yeah, so if we take 14 here means
Hmm.
it will pick up all the particular values for this member
Okay.
automatically.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my program name,
Hmm.
library.
Hmm.
Source file means this is our source physical file,
Yes. Yes.
URL/src.
Okay.
Library means this is our library.
Hmm.
Okay, so activation group. So what do you mean by activation group? So activation group means so when your program will be running,
Hmm.
so that time there are we have three variables, right? var1, var2, var3.
Okay.
So those variables should be allocated some memory, right?
Hmm. Yes. Yes.
So so when you are running the program, so
Hmm.
that time for all types of memory management will be taken care by the activation group.
Okay.
Okay. So activation group basically what in a particular job. So
Hmm.
whichever let's say your program is running means whatever
Hmm.
program is running. So for
Okay.
those programs, it will create the resources.
Okay.
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 So there are three types of activation group. Um, so default activation group means by default the AS400 will give you one activation group.
Okay.
So for every session, there will be one activation group. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So activation group, you can make it a star caller. Star caller means, let's say our program is called from another program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's say we have two programs are there, PGM1,
Okay.
PGM2.
Okay.
Just giving one example. So
Mm.
let's say PGM2 is called from PGM1,
Okay. Okay.
and you define the activation group as star caller.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it will what it will do is
Mm.
the PGM2 will use the activation group of PGM1.
Okay.
Okay, so for PGM1, maybe some activation group it has created, maybe default activation group it has created.
Okay.
Now, when our PGM2 will be called, so that time
Mm.
in PGM2, whatever variables are there, so
Mm. It will.
those variables will be created in the in this activation group of the PGM1.
Okay.
It will not create the separate activation group.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So that,
I mean,
that
if we are calling the same variables from the PGM2, then we can use this activation group from PGM1 so that it will be taking the same memory of allocation from to PGM2, right? That's it, right?
no, no, no. So
Mm.
activation group star caller. So we will study more deeper on this. I will
Okay.
explain you like what is star caller and
Mm.
normally it will be default activation group, or you can create your own activation group also.
Okay.
Okay. So I will show you how you
Mm.
can create a new activation group. But today, I think it won't be, time won't be permitting. So
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
next sessions, anytime, I will show you activation group.
Sure.
Star color, I will explain with an example, so it will be clear to you. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
So, so let's go with default only.
Mm.
Now, I'm giving F10 here. Okay.
Okay.
So F10 means more parameters will be coming.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to compile means you have to um, give the star source here for option. Compiler option, you have to give star source.
Okay. Stop. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Mm, 1 minute. Sorry, in the debug view, you have to write star source.
Debug views. Okay.
Debug view. Okay. Otherwise, when you do debug, right, when you go to
Mm.
debug, your source will not be coming.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say you go with star HTMT only.
Mm.
So let's say I will compile with star HTMT. Okay. So that
Okay.
whatever default is there, it's fine. I compiled it, but it is giving some error here. Found at least one error. Okay. Yeah. So why it gave error?
Mm.
See, say I'm giving 14 here. Okay. So
Okay.
currently it is giving me error.
Okay.
So whenever you get any error, you have
Mm.
to place the cursor here. Okay.
Okay.
In this
Okay.
line, anywhere you just place the cursor,
Mm.
take F1.
Okay.
Okay, so here it is saying that the RPG compiler found at least one error in the program
Oh.
of severity greater than that specified the generation level option on the CRT RPG mod, CRT PND RPG command. So if this is the main cause, okay.
Mm. Mm.
But if you want to know more about your errors, you have to take F10 here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here it is saying that um, so first what it does, it calls this command
Mm.
and it said that compilation stopped, severity 40 errors found in the program.
Mm.
Compilation failed, not
Okay.
created. So why it happened like this? Yeah. So if you go to work SPLF, this is your spool file.
Okay. Can you explain what is pool file means?
Yeah.
Mm.
So whatever programs you will compile here, right?
Mm.
So those compilation statements will be coming in your spool file, will be generated in the spool file automatically.
Okay.
So let's say you want to know what is the I mean, let's say my after compiling my program, you want to check whether my compile was successful or it went into any error. If
Mm.
it went into any error, what type of error it is, so that
Okay.
you can go to the program and change it.
Okay.
Okay, so all compilation error you can see here,
Okay.
compile time error.
Okay.
Okay, so if I take 5 here, 5 is to display.
Okay.
So to check the error, you have to go to the bottom. So bottom means, so this control is there.
Mm.
So you can directly write B. B means bottom, it will go directly to B.
Okay.
Okay. So there are multiple types of error codes are there. Okay, so severity 30 means 30 plus.
Okay.
So if you get 30, I mean error code 30 plus means
Mm.
your program will not run.
Okay.
Okay. But let's say your program for some reason it gave some warning. Warning means your program will be running. I mean it will be compiled
Okay.
successfully. If you're
Okay.
getting 10 error code for anything, that is called
Mm.
warning messages. So if you
Okay.
have warning also, that is not an issue, your program will run.
Okay.
Okay, so 20 also, it is an error only.
Mm.
Your program will not run.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so if you, so I am at the bottom now. So in the
Mm.
bottom, you can see all these error codes. So from here, you can identify, oh, okay, so 30 plus I have. So it
Mm.
means there is some severe error is there, some major error is there. So I have to resolve it, otherwise it will not compile.
Okay.
So what is that error? We will see.
Okay.
See it is, so here this is this is your
Computer cannot.
message. Why
Okay.
it failed. The compiler cannot determine how
The
the
program.
program can end.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So we just displayed the file, but we didn't draw the cursor position to end, right? I get
Yeah. So basically, whenever you are writing any program,
it. Mm.
so basically, whenever you are writing any program,
Mm.
you should have some endpoint for that program. So
Okay.
currently, the compiler is not able to identify
Mm.
where exactly you need to end the program.
Okay.
Okay. So what you can do is you have to give some last line. Okay, this is my last line. After that, you can end.
Okay.
So I will do like this. Star
Okay.
INLR.
Mm.
LR means last line, last
Last
record.
record. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I will make it a star on means.
Mm.
So here, I mean, after this,
Mm.
I mean, it's okay. Like this is my last record. So you can, you can execute until here and you can consider it as last line. But actually, you can write the code after this also. I will
Okay.
show you that also. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll show you one magic.
Mm.
So now I will compile means.
Mm.
Okay, so zero
Create.
highest priority severity 0,
No
meaning there
errors.
is no error. So your
Okay.
program was created successfully.
Okay.
So if you want to check whether your program was created successfully or not, you
Mm.
can just do work obj. Okay,
Okay.
and you can take F4 here and you
Mm.
can paste your TUT DE. What is the program name? TUT debug 1. Okay. Mm, yeah, so TUT debug 1.
Mm. Yeah.
This is in library 1231.
Okay.
Yeah. So your program star PGM type object is created.
Okay.
Attribute is RPGLE.
Okay.
So if you take 15 option, it will give you some other, it will give you star module.
Okay.
Okay. So, so for starting the debug,
Mm.
you can do strdbg.
Okay.
Okay, and I will take F4 here.
Mm-hmm. Program name.
So I will write the program name. I will write
Mm.
the
Library also.
library name.
Mm.
Actually, library name you don't need to mention.
Mm.
Um, so basically, you have to check your so you have to check your
Mm. Okay.
library list.
Okay.
Okay, so if your library is present in this library list,
Mm.
then you don't have to mention anything.
Okay.
Automatically, wherever your object is present,
Mm. It will be taken.
it will take. So
Okay.
let's say your present in is your object is present in multiple libraries.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say your object is present in Q user SYS also. I'm just giving one example.
Mm.
So in this Q user SYS and SA NG 1231. So let's
Mm.
say your object is present in two
Both the
libraries.
libraries. Okay.
So that time what will happen? It will pick up the library whichever is on the top in the library list. So this is on
Okay.
top, right?
Okay.
So this the compiler will pick up the object from this library.
Okay.
Okay. You may be having different version of code for these two libraries.
Mm. But it
So
will be
that
picking
time
from.
what will happen? It will pick up from the top, whichever on the top in the library list.
Okay, but if I need the bottom one to pick, how can I able to change it also?
Yeah, if you need to pick up the bottom one,
Mm.
so you have to change it.
Okay. Okay.
You have to change the
Edit
sequence
lab.
here.
Okay. That is command edit lab. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
for that, for changing the library list, you have to
Mm.
take edit
Okay. Okay.
edit library list.
Okay.
Okay, so I will give my library here.
Mm.
So it will be added to the top now.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so library list changed.
Okay.
So now if I go DSP LIVL, see I have two times it has added. So one is current library, user library, something it
Okay.
has added, but that is fine, not an issue.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the PUB 400 has created this library for me.
Mm.
So by default, it is adding this to the library list.
Mm.
Okay, so this is CUR type, means the current user type.
Okay.
But I added one more. So this is the USR one, means user
Okay.
library.
Okay. Okay.
So this is your current library. This is your user library I just added. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So now if I want to debug, the command is strdbg.
Okay.
Okay, and you need to write your program name here. So now you don't have to mention any library name. So whichever library is there in the library list, it will pick up.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will, if it didn't find any source, it will give you the error.
Okay.
So you have to give star yes here for
For what?
PD prod
Mhm.
and OPM SRC.
Okay.
Okay, it's still stuck only.
I mean, if I'm working with in development environment also, if I kept use star yes for the production files, it will be changing any production files or
No, no, it will, I mean, during debug, it will not change any file.
okay, okay, then it is fine. Okay.
I mean, if you have some update statements, if you are
Mm.
updating a file, then it
Okay.
will change. Then the
Okay.
file data will be changed.
Okay.
Okay, but normally it doesn't happen basically anything.
Okay. And I mean, if I have update statement, but if I'm using debugging also, it won't be changed or it will be changed.
It will be changed.
It will be changed. Okay.
Yeah. So you saw that, right? So now,
Mm.
um, if I do strdbg,
Mm.
it is not giving me the source.
Okay.
Uh, It's taking time. Yeah. So it is saying the source not available
Okay.
because we did not compile with the source. We debug view by default it is star stmt means star statement.
Okay.
So it will not give you the source when you are debugging. So for that,
Okay.
what you
Okay.
need to do is
While compiling, we need to keep star source for
right.
debug use.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So you need to take F10 here, paste down,
Hmm.
and you have to give star source here.
Okay.
So you have star stmt, star source,
Hmm.
star list, star copy, star all, star none.
Okay.
You can give star list also. That is fine. So
Hmm.
this is your listing view for
Okay.
debugging the compiled program object,
Okay.
meaning your all statements will also be coming.
Good.
Okay. Meaning whatever program in the
Hmm.
program you have lot of codes, right? So where
Hmm.
one equal to you are assigning something, where
Yes.
three
Yes.
equal to where one plus what two you are doing. So all these are statements.
Hmm.
So those statements it will generate,
Okay.
and while debugging it will show you all the statement numbers.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
this is normally we will give star source only.
For source, it won't be showing the statement numbers.
Yeah, for source it will not give the statement numbers.
Okay. Okay.
So if you are giving star list means it will have statement number, it will have the line number. So
Okay.
two
Okay.
types, both will be
Oh,
coming.
okay.
But if you give star source means only the line number will be coming.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say I'm giving star source here.
Hmm.
So currently if you have to give y, otherwise the current existing object will not be replaced.
Okay. Okay.
I've already created the program. So
Yes.
now
Yes.
again I'm compiling the program with some new parameter.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I changed
Okay.
the parameter no so to star source. So I have to replace that object. So meaning
Okay.
if you take y, the previous object will be deleted
Okay.
and
And
the
it
new
replaced
object
with
will be
new one.
created. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to take enter. So
Hmm.
after enter, it is compiled successfully now. So
Okay.
now let's say if I have to give end debug whenever you take strdbg.
Hmm.
Um, after that you have to end the debug.
Okay.
You have to do end dbg.
Okay.
Otherwise, your next strdbg when you take it will not come.
Okay.
So now I will do strdbg this.
Okay.
So if I take enter here, now I can see the source.
Okay.
You saw the right. Yes,
Yes.
we
Yes.
got the source.
Okay.
So now next thing is we have to put some breakpoint. So when
Hmm.
you are debugging,
Hmm.
so debugging means what? We are just
Checking
executing the
line by
program
line.
line by line,
Yeah.
right? So we have to put the breakpoint first. So
Okay.
for example, if you have a program which is of 2000, 3000 lines of code are there in the program.
Hmm.
So you cannot always start from the first line, no? So it will
Hmm.
take very long time
Hmm.
to
Yes.
execute all the lines starting from line one.
Hmm.
So what you will do? So you will be putting some breakpoint.
Hmm. Okay.
Let's say I'm putting the breakpoint here anywhere. You can take F6 here.
Six. Okay.
Okay, so you can take F6 here
Hmm.
to put the breakpoint.
Okay.
Okay, so it will add the
Okay.
breakpoint.
And
So
first,
again,
I mean, first we need to place the cursor wherever we want, and then we need to take F6 for
yeah,
the
so
breakpoint.
whichever line you want, you can just put the cursor on that line and
Okay.
take F6. So
Okay.
it will add the, see it will become, it got white.
Okay. Okay.
So meaning your breakpoint is added.
Okay.
Let's say you found out, no, not on line number 8. I want to put the breakpoint on line number 7.
Hmm.
So what you will do? You will go to line number 7 and take F6.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
put breakpoint, multiple breakpoints, no issue.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say you don't want line number 8 as breakpoint means you can
Hmm.
just take F6. You can put the cursor on line number 8
Hmm.
and take F6. So it will
Okay.
clear the breakpoint. So if any breakpoint is there, it will clear it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so for example, this program will give me error. Yeah. So I'm putting breakpoint here also.
Okay.
Line number 6 also because we don't have any values, right?
Yeah.
So it will give me error. So I'm just taking, so after putting breakpoint, you have to take F12.
Okay.
So
That's all.
F12 means resume.
Okay.
Don't take F3. F3
Hmm.
means it will end your program, meaning
Okay.
your program will not going to debug. Again, you have to end debug and again you have to strdbc.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And there is something called watch variable. I will explain that also.
Okay.
Um, let's say you have one loop. Okay,
Hmm.
so in that loop, maybe that loop is running for 100 times.
Hmm.
There is one for loop is there.
Okay.
For I equal to 1 to 100.
Hmm.
Let's
Hmm.
say it is running 100 times.
Hmm.
So in that, maybe you want to track some variable inside that loop.
Hmm. Okay.
So for maybe for I equals to 57, you want to know the value of some variable in that.
Hmm.
So meaning you can do watch
Use what?
variable.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so if you do watch variable means, so directly it will go into that iteration. You don't have
Hmm.
to run debug the whole 100 times.
Okay. Okay.
So
It will
directly,
be taking that like 57.
yeah,
Okay.
on it will directly come to that particular point with
Hmm.
57 uh, iteration of that loop.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so I will explain that also.
Okay.
Um, so currently it's 9 o'clock. So can we go until 9:20 or 9:30?
Yeah. No issues. 9:30 is fine.
Okay. So I'll take F12 from here. Okay.
Okay.
So F12 means resume.
Okay.
So now you have to call this program.
Okay.
So then only your program will be executed.
Okay.
So for that, what you will do, you will write call here
Okay.
and take F4.
Okay. I mean, after putting the breaking point, we need to resume and then again we need to call.
Right. Call
Okay.
means you are actually calling the program. So your
Mm.
debugging will start.
Okay.
Okay. See, now when I call the program will be executed.
Okay.
Okay, so before this, when you are doing start debug, so that time you're
Mm.
just putting the breakpoints only, nothing
Mm.
else.
Okay.
That
Okay.
time no statements will be executed in your program.
Okay.
So actually now it will start
Execute.
uh, executing all the statements now.
Okay.
For executing statements, you have to take F10.
Okay.
Okay. So before that, if you want to display variable, means if you want to know the value of some variable means
Mm.
you can take F11.
Okay.
So currently it is 0.
Okay.
So this is also 0 only.
Okay.
But sometimes there will be junk values also. You will get something like 404.404, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
It
That's the
will be
reason why
like,
you said to initialize it before for zeros.
yeah, so this time, okay, there are not more variables. So it is giving 0, but every
Okay.
time it will not give 0.
Okay.
So it will be like something like this.
Okay.
40404 like this.
Okay.
Meaning some junk variable is there. So you have to initialize those variables.
Okay.
Okay, so then only it will get 0. Otherwise, it
Oh,
will not, it will give you error only.
okay.
So currently 0 means it will execute. So if I take F10 here,
Hmm. The next one.
so
Okay.
where 3 got 0, where 1 0, where 2 also 0.
So in order to know the values, so we can place the cursor and press F11 so that it will be
Correct.
displaying the. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during debug also, you can
Hmm.
change the variable values.
Okay.
So for that, you have to write EV.
EV.
EV means you can write eval also. In short, you
Hmm.
can write EV.
Okay.
Okay, and then the var1, let's say I'm changing the value of var1. So EV var1 equal to,
Hmm.
let's say I'm giving 100.
Mm-hmm.
I just took enter. So now var1 became 100.
Okay.
If I take F11 on the var1,
Okay.
it will give me 100 here.
Okay.
Okay. So
Hmm.
now if I do F10 now, it will
Hmm.
display 100 only.
Okay.
So it went off. So var2, let's say I'm changing the value of var2 equals to 400.
Okay.
So now var2 value became 400.
400.
So it will display 400 only.
Okay.
So if I give F10 here,
Hmm.
it will go to next step, next line. So
Hmm.
now star INR equal to star on means the end of program
Hmm.
already reached.
Okay.
Last line already reached. So it
Okay.
can exit.
Okay.
Yeah, so now our program execution got completed.
Okay.
Uh,
So in order to, I mean, if the program execution completed, then it will be directly NDBG or we need to type NDBG again.
you have to type NDVG.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So now,
Hmm.
for example, I'm just assigning the values. Okay, so
Okay.
the correct code standard is you
Hmm.
should always initialize the variables whenever you are declaring it.
Okay.
You should initialize it to 0.
Okay.
Okay. So now, for example, there is some requirement is there.
Hmm.
I want to initialize it to, let's say 10,
Okay.
meaning whenever the program starts executing, var1 will be 0, var2 will be 10.
Okay.
Okay, so var3 also, let's say I am initializing it to 0.
Okay.
Okay, so now, let's say after star I know INLR equal to star on, I will display var1.
Okay.
Let's say I'm doing some more operation, var2 equal to var2 plus 50 plus 100, let's say,
Okay.
and I will display var2.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so these all things I'm doing after star INLR equal to star on.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's say I will give var3 only. Okay, so
Okay.
var3 equal to var2 plus 100. I will,
Okay.
yeah. So we'll see what is happening. So we already reached star last line, but again you
Hmm.
are executing some statements means what will happen, we'll see.
Okay.
So I just saved it now. I will compile it.
Hmm.
F10
star source.
start source Y. So now I will do strdbg. Yeah.
Okay.
So I put the breakpoint here,
Okay.
and now I'm taking F12 resume. Okay.
Hmm.
Then I will call the program. You have two ways to call the program.
Okay.
So if you are in this member,
Hmm.
the source physical fact,
Okay.
you can directly take C here and
Oh,
F4.
okay.
So this is also same thing only. It will use call command, but thing is
Mm-hmm.
it will give you the values directly. Automatically,
Okay.
it will give you the values.
Okay. Okay.
PGM, this is the library,
Hmm. Okay.
and what all parameters you want to pass.
Okay.
So I don't have any parameter now in my program, so I will just call the program without
Oh,
parameter. Okay.
okay. Okay.
So now the control came here.
Hmm.
So I will take F10. So now if you see the var3 value, it changed to 10
Hmm. Yes.
because 0 plus 10, it will give me 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And now it is displaying var1, var2, var3, and it will go to star on star and let go to star on. So by right,
Okay.
our program execution should uh, complete here,
Yes. Yes.
but it will go to next line. Okay.
Okay.
So star handler equal to star on, what it will do is it will clear the values, whatever, let's say var3, you have done some operation, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So it will clear all the values of that variable. Means it will whatever values is there present in all the variables, it will
Hmm.
just clear it.
Okay.
Okay. So if you see var3 now, if I take F11 on var3,
Hmm.
uh, it is showing 10.
Hmm.
So now if I go to var2 is 10, var3 is 10. Okay.
Uh,
So now if we see the value of var3, it is changed to
it's
110
one.
now.
Yes. Yes. Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Now my doubt is, how can we now end the program? Because uh, we are writing after the last record, right? So.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So to do that, I mean,
Hmm.
the program will understand, okay, this is our last line.
Hmm.
Okay, but thing is, you have some other statements.
Hmm.
So those also will be executed if you give star and equal to star one.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if
Okay.
instead of this, if you write return,
Hmm.
there is one more keyword is called return. Is there?
Okay.
Okay, so if you give return means if you write
Hmm.
return,
Hmm.
then whatever lines are there after return, those will not be executed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Got it.
if I do F10, the program ended.
Okay.
So let's say I'm giving return here.
Hmm.
I already ended the debug.
Okay.
strdbg. So let's say I'm putting the breakpoint here,
Mm.
and now I will call the program.
Okay.
F10, 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 10. See,
Yeah, now it came up. Yeah,
now
got it.
it came out, right? Okay.
Mm.
So that way you can end your program completely.
Okay.
Okay, so if you give return, it will pass the parameter, it will pass the control from the current program to where from whichever program it called.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so after, so now we can, I will just show you how to add the watch variable.
Watch very. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. So for that, I have to define one loop to explain that. Actually, you can give at any line. I mean, it's not like you should have some loop, then only it will work.
Okay.
Uh, so in the program, the values of the variables will be changing. Like if you are changing that variable, then the value also will be changing, right? So uh, I'm just giving one example of loop for
Okay.
just to demonstrate how the watch variable is working.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not mandatory to do watch for conditionals. I mean for loops. So you
Okay.
can
Do
do
it
at
for
any
anything.
level.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let's say I'm writing uh, one do while loop. Okay, so for do while loop, I will just write DOW,
Okay.
do while where one uh, is less than 10.
Okay.
So I have to increment the where one plus one. So I'm writing
Mm.
and I'm assigning where 2 equal to where 2 plus where 1.
Okay.
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 So um, you understood it. So what is the loop?
Yes. 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 Got it. So if, until the value is less than 10, it will be executing. The loop is going on continuously.
Right. Yeah,
And it will be iterating with every time it is iterated with one.
correct.
Yes.
It will
Okay.
add 1 every time. So let's say
Yeah.
currently where 1 is 0 means.
Mm.
So in first iteration, it will be 0 plus 1.
Yeah.
So where
It will
1
be
will be
one.
1.
One. Until 9, it will be continuing the loop up. So it will, when it becomes 10, it will be breaking the loop.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So I will just compile the program now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here, if you write BR1, no?
Mm-hmm.
BR1 means? you can you can assign the breakpoint to any particular line. So from here also you can write.
Okay.
Okay, so BR1 means it will add the breakpoint to the first line.
Okay.
See here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you can write BR and you can write any line number. So
Okay.
that way also you can add the breakpoint.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say I give BR6 means on the sixth line it will add the breakpoint.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now
So when we write again BR6, it will be taking the breakpoint, or you should press F6 only.
no, it will just add the breakpoint.
Okay. Okay.
So if you want to remove means you have to go here and put F6, take F6
Okay. Okay. Okay.
to clear the breakpoint means.
Yeah. Okay.
So now I will do watch. Watch
Mm.
means it is a kind of adding a breakpoint only,
Mm.
but with a condition.
Okay.
Okay, so how you will be writing watch is you just need to write watch
Mm.
and the line number.
Okay.
So line number, let's say I'll be putting breakpoint on line number 11
Mm.
when the var1 value is 5.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. Watch.
so watch line number 11
Mm.
when
Mm.
var1 equal to 5.
Okay.
So meaning in this the loop will be executing,
Mm.
and when the var1 value is 5,
Mm.
that time the program will stop here,
Okay. Okay.
and then you can take F10 from there and you can execute.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this way, you don't have to um, begin from zero.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
What happened? What's 11 only, no? Saying syntax error. Why syntax error? Ways syntax error discovered input buffer. Not sure why exactly it is giving me error.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Syntax error occurred. So we are able to find the debugger. Press F1. Oh, this watch is not working.
Okay.
Watch entry does not exist. So, but normally we will do like this only.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So, watch 11
Hmm.
when the variable one value is 5. But I don't know why it is giving error.
Okay.
The pop 400, I think some restriction or something, I think.
Okay. Okay.
You can try this in your
Okay. I will.
normal, yeah, in your AS400 session in your office.
Okay. Okay.
So you know how to create your own libraries and all, right?
I mean, they already created me the library,
Mm-hmm. Then
so
you can create your one test program
yeah.
like this. You can just maybe copy paste the same thing only,
Okay.
and you can just try this out.
Sure. Sure.
Okay, so in that way, what will happen? So when the variable one value is 5,
Hmm.
so automatically the control will come here and it will stop.
Okay.
And one more thing I want to show you. Let's say
Hmm.
I'm putting breakpoint on line number 9 also.
Hmm.
So now what will happen? I took F12 here and I'll call the program.
Okay.
Now if I take F10, it will go. From
Okay.
line number 1 it started.
Hmm.
So now it will execute line number 6.
Okay.
So let's say I directly want to go to line number 9.
Hmm.
I don't want whatever is happening between line number 6 and 9.
Hmm.
I directly want to jump to line number 9.
Okay.
So meaning you just need to take F12 again.
Okay.
Okay, so if you take F12,
Hmm.
then whichever the next breakpoint is there, so it will
Hmm.
stop there.
Okay.
And let's say if you don't have any breakpoint means it will directly end the program only. It
Okay.
will go until the last line and it will end the program.
Okay.
Okay. So now if I take F12 here, see the control came here.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And one more thing is while you execute the program,
Hmm.
that time also you can add the breakpoint.
Okay.
So let's say I want to add the breakpoint at line number 13. So you
Hmm.
cannot go back and you cannot because these lines are already executed.
Yes. Yes. So you
So you cannot
can put breakpoints after the execution line.
after the execution.
Okay. Okay.
So I just put the breakpoint on line number 13 now.
Okay.
And you can do F6 here also. It will add and you can clear it, but it will not be executed. No, so uh,
Okay.
no point doing that.
Okay. Okay.
So now let's say I do F10 here. So it will go 10 times. So now if you
Hmm.
see the var1 value, we do F11 here. So it will show me 2.
Okay.
Again, it will show me the value 3.
Okay.
It will go like that. Now if I do F12,
Hmm.
directly it will go to undo.
Okay.
So if it go to undo means again the value will be 3 only. Again it
Okay.
will go and it will increase.
Okay. Okay.
So now let's say you don't want to run for 10 times. You just want to come out of this.
Hmm.
So what you will do, you will just put the breakpoint on the next, whatever the next after undo, whatever is there.
Okay. Okay.
So I put the breakpoint on the line number 14 now.
Hmm.
Okay. So and I will remove the breakpoint from line number 13.
Okay.
So meaning what will happen? So this loop will completely done and it will come, the control will come to line number
Last.
14.
Okay. 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 Got it.
So I just take F12 here.
Hmm.
Now if I check the value of var1, it will be 10.
Okay.
because it completed the loop and it came out of the loop, and it is
Yeah.
currently line number 14.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So now I will go and F10 means it will end the program now. Star handler is reached.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'll do end debug. That's it. Yeah, this is the normal, this is called interactive call and debugging.
Okay.
Okay, so I was explaining the what's right.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I'll explain that again.
Okay.
Okay, so I tried and I was doing wrongly.
Okay.
Mm, yeah, for example, so I have the loop here. So this loop will run 10 times.
Okay.
And I will change the value of var1 again here
Mm.
to, let's say 50. I'm
Okay.
changing.
Okay.
So before this, I'm displaying some texts.
Okay.
Maybe first, debug one.
Okay.
So now I'm, um, so let's say I want to, how to say, I want to use the watch on variable one. Okay.
Okay.
So it is something like breakpoint only.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to put breakpoint on everywhere, wherever
Oh,
where one is there. So you just need to write
okay.
watch where one. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so nothing wrong here. Showing call stack entry does not exist. Mm, okay. No issue. We'll try it during during debug. We'll try when we're calling it.
Okay. Okay.
And one more thing is, let's say I want to put the breakpoint on var one
Mm-hmm.
when the var1 value is 5.
Okay.
So what you need to do is, so you have to write break,
Mm.
a line number you have to write
Okay.
when var1 equal to 5.
Okay. Okay.
So that way it is adding the breakpoint here. So now if I take F12
Mm.
and I call the program, So now if I check the var1 value, it is 0.
Okay. We have initialized only variable 1 to 0, right? So that's why it is showing here, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it started from 1 actually.
Mm.
But, yeah, so if I take F12 now,
Mm.
and now if you see directly the var1 is 5.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, I think I put BR1, so it started from the first line.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so
Okay,
here
got
it
it.
is. Yeah, so directly it came to 5 now.
Okay.
So from 5, it will again go in the loop.
Mm.
Okay, now I will put the watch on var1.
Okay.
Okay, so now you see watch number 1 added.
Added.
So meaning wherever you have, whenever the var1 value is changing,
Mm.
so that it will automatically stop there. If I hit F12,
Mm.
it will automatically stop whenever the var1 value is changing. So whichever
Okay.
value it is changing. So you don't
Okay.
have to put breakpoint everywhere.
Okay.
So if you want to check the value, then you can take F18 here. I mean shift
Mm.
F6.
Okay. Work with watch. Okay.
Our var1 is here.
Mm.
You can see the details. So how many times after you put watch, how many
Mm.
times it has hit.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So after you put the watch, didn't change the value of var1 yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's say I'm taking F12 now. Okay.
Okay.
So if I take F18 now,
Mm.
shift F6, 5, 6.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
It's
So
okay.
now it has hit 1.
Mm.
And I think the value of var1 now will be 6. 6
Yeah.
or 7. Oh, already it has done 10 actually. Okay. I think we already took F10 multiple times, so it is ending the
Okay.
uh, yeah, it is ending the
Loop.
loop.
Yeah. Got it.
So now if I take F12 again,
Mm.
then if I take shift F6,
It's okay. Mm.
so number of hits is still 1 only. So no need to worry. If I take F12 now,
Okay.
see again it stopped.
Mm.
I didn't put the breakpoint
Okay.
because it changed the value of var1, so it
Mm.
stopped again.
Okay.
So if you go to shift F6,
Mm.
F18,
Mm.
you can see here number of hits is 2 now.
Okay.
So meaning one more time the value got changed.
Okay.
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 So let's say if I change the variable like 3, 4 times all means, so it will
Mm.
stop. Automatically it will stop. You don't have to put the breakpoint.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So these two things are important.
Okay. Got it.
So now I will see how to do patch debugging.
Okay.
So let's say I will be calling this program
Mm.
from a job. So you know how to submit job.
No, Sangram.
Okay. So what is a job, you know?
I mean, it's I don't know clarity about that also. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
So currently what is happening? So you are calling this program from here.
Mm. Yeah.
So if you, let's say you want to automate this process.
Mm.
Okay, so now you are saying that no, no, I will be um, like I want to automate this process and
Mm.
it has to be submitted automatically.
Okay.
Or for that you will schedule the job.
Mm. Okay.
So you will be going to um going to here. So these are all the jobs.
Okay.
You see here, this is subsystem or job.
I mean, job is something like automated code like that, or
No, no.
mm.
Job means it will be submitted by the AS400 system. I mean,
Okay.
the program execution will be, I mean, whichever program you are executing through job,
Mm.
so that will be taken care by the AS400.
Okay.
You don't have to take care.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so uh, if you if you write any command for submit job, so
Mm.
that the job will be submitted
Mm.
and the execution part will be taken care by the AS400. So a kind of a runnable entity.
Okay.
Okay, so you see these are all the jobs. So these are all Q batch, QCMN,
Mm.
QCTN.
Yes. Yes.
These are all uh, system provided jobs.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So QSys is the user,
Mm.
meaning so QSys user has
Mm.
submitted these jobs.
Mm.
Okay, and QSys is the IBM provided user library,
Mm.
and QBatch is QBatch 2. So these are all different jobs which
Okay.
are running by IBM AS400
Okay.
system provided. Okay, so
Okay.
whichever starts with Q,
Okay. Okay.
and these are all system provided only, whatever is running.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so see here, Q inter is there, no?
Mm.
So Q inter is the job. So this is interactive job.
Okay.
This is batch job. Q batch means batch job. So you
Okay.
know, right? So batch means you will be running something, I mean, lot of things in a, in a single, uh,
Program.
yeah, in a not program.
Mm.
At one time, you will run lot of records. So that is
Okay.
called batch.
Okay. Okay.
So in one batch, maybe you can process 100 records or
Okay.
10,000 records.
Okay.
So that is called batch. So
Okay.
interactive means you will go one by one.
Okay. 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 Got it.
So these are all different user sessions.
Mm.
Those are interactive sessions.
Okay.
So these are all multiple users are currently signed on and they are working.
Okay.
My user ID is there.
Okay.
I think yours also will be there. If you are logged in, see multiple user IDs are there, right? So these
Yeah.
are different users uh, sessions.
Okay. Okay.
So every session is also a job only.
Okay.
So I logged into AS400.
Mm.
So AS400 has created one session for me.
Mm. Okay.
So that session also is considered
Is a
as
job.
a queue inter. It will run in queue inter.
Okay, okay, okay. Interactive session. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So if you submit any job, yeah, I think yours I saw somewhere. Not sure. Somewhere I saw it and then I never mind. So yours also will
Okay,
be there somewhere here. Your
okay, okay.
session.
Okay.
So you understood, right? So
Yeah,
interactive.
got it.
So whenever you are calling this program
Yeah.
using call command, so that is
Mm.
called interactive way
Okay.
because you are calling the program, you are checking it.
Yeah, okay.
But if you submit a job means
Mm.
you will not have any control. So the control will be with AS400
Okay.
and that will execute your program and it will process everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So how do we submit a job? I mean, it is we can submit in multiple ways. I mean, just like batch can submit multiple jobs.
Mhm.
We can submit. Okay.
Yeah, you can also submit multiple jobs.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So the command is SBM job.
SPM job. Okay.
Take F4 here.
Mm.
So here there are some lot of parameters are there,
Mm.
right? So you have to
Mm.
so whatever command you will give here, so the
Mm.
job will execute those commands.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so my command will be, let's say I will be calling
Mm.
uh, TUT debug one
Mm.
program.
Okay.
So you have to give some job name. So you can put star job D also. The system will provide the job description name,
Mm.
whatever
Okay.
is your job description.
Mm.
So that will be used as a job name. But
Okay.
you can change the job name also. Let's say job my job one, let's say.
Okay.
So all other things you can keep it same only.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So there are some job queues.
Okay. So can you explain me what is queue?
Yeah, so queue means this is also like maintained by the IBM only. So there are multiple different types of queues you have.
Mm-hmm.
You have message queues, you have job queues.
Okay.
So you go to any movie hall or somewhere, so you have to stand in a queue, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So similarly, job queue means in a job queue, so there
Mm.
will be a lot of jobs. So they will be
Okay.
in a queue.
Okay, okay, okay.
So whenever the priority for those for any job comes,
Mm.
so that job will be taken by the system and that
Oh,
job will be executed.
okay, okay, okay. No, understood. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so you can create your own job queue also.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can take it in the separate session.
Okay, okay.
To specify the job queue in which this job is placed.
Okay.
So here by default it will be star job D, means your job description.
Okay.
So there will be some description of your job. So that job description will be your
Okay.
job queue name by
Okay.
default.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can specify whichever job queue you want to run.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can create your own job queue also. You can place it there.
Okay.
Okay, so star label. Okay, which library you want to run your, you want to put the job queue.
Okay.
So specify the library where the job queue is located.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So here you can specify the
The
library
library. Mm.
and the job queue name. You can place it here.
Okay.
So yeah, so in this way you can submit. If I hit enter now,
Mm.
the
Job will be submitted.
it will submit one job with the job
Okay.
name my job one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
So that
Okay.
job, what it will do, it will call this program, it will execute it, okay, execute that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now, um, okay, I'll hit enter now.
Okay.
See what it gave me an error message. It gave me one message.
Mm.
The job this completed normally,
Okay.
meaning it has submitted the job and it has completed also.
Okay.
Okay, so if
And we can also schedule the timing also here, right? Yeah, at what time the job must be run like that.
yes, that is you have to schedule in the job scheduler.
Okay. 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 Got it. Now I understood.
So this is you are submitting the job
Mm.
using SVM job command.
Mm.
So if you want to schedule the job means you have to go
Mm.
to work job SCDE, I think. Here, okay, no authorized.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So they are not authorizing us.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm, actually, you can go to work job SCDE.
Mm. Okay.
So there you can create a job and you
Okay.
can put the date on which day you want to run, or in which time you want to run. Will
Okay.
it
Okay.
be will it be you want to run in daily, or will you want to do you want to run weekly basis?
Okay.
So those frequencies you can write there.
Okay. 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 Now understood.
So currently it is not allowing because we
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
have authority, right? So
Mm. Yeah.
up 400 is not allowing.
Okay. Okay.
But in your a normal AS400 system, you can see all the scheduled jobs.
Sure. I will. Can you please tell me once more the command name? I will be writing. I will be checking.
Yeah, it is work job
What?
SCDE.
What? Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and one more thing is
Uh,
this is the IBM supplied job scheduler.
okay.
Okay, let's say sometimes I mean it depends on companies like whether they want to go for any other job scheduler. So
Mm-hmm.
you can install. There are multiple job schedulers are there in the market.
Mm, okay.
So we can set up different types of job schedulers in our AS400 system. So one of them is robot job scheduler.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so if you, I mean, if your company has robot job scheduler,
Mm,
so in your AS400 system, you can directly write RBO. Because
okay.
currently in PUB 400, we don't have any setup.
Mm, okay.
So you can just try writing RBO and enter.
Okay.
So in your AS400 system.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
So it will open the robot job scheduler.
Okay.
So that is not, I mean, you will, if you want to schedule any job, right? So same
Mm,
thing you can do in the robot job scheduler also.
okay.
Everything is same. It's just that it won't be in the work job scheduler. It will not be in the IBM provided job scheduler. It will be in the robot job scheduler.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
a
Got it.
different tool for
Yeah. Okay.
job scheduler.
Okay. 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 So, it's not mandatory that company is using my robo job scheduler, but some companies use that tool. Some companies use IBM's, right?
Right, right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So, so you have observed one thing that right after we hit enter in the submit job, right?
Mm.
So directly the job has submitted and
It,
it has completed also.
yes, yes.
So now,
Mm.
let's say, I am submitting the job again.
Okay.
I'm taking F4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So currently the, the hold parameter is there, right? So it will, if you write star yes for
Mm.
hold,
Mm.
then the job will be on hold status. It will not be executed.
Okay.
It will be like stopped. So once you release the job, then only it will be
Running.
executed. It will run again.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so now let's say I will put this job on hold.
Okay. I mean, we can see here scheduled date and time also. So we can provide date so that it will be running at particular time.
Yeah, here also you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So currently it is star current, right? So star
Mm.
current, everything is star current, means current date time it will use to
Okay.
submit the job.
Okay.
But now let's say if you are giving some different date,
Mm.
then this job will be executed on that
And that,
particular date.
okay. Sure. Got it.
Yeah. So now, so here also you can do the same.
Mm. Okay.
Schedule date, schedule time you can set.
Mm. Okay.
But only thing is you cannot see this. You can see it on the work active job only.
Okay.
You cannot see in the work job scheduler.
Okay.
So you have a lot of parameters here.
Mm.
So normally we will give the command something and we will write the job name.
Mm.
Sometimes we will give the priority also, job
Okay.
priority.
Okay.
So in that job queue, there will be multiple jobs. So which
Mm.
job will be the, I mean, what priority? One, two, three, four. We can write the priority.
Okay.
We can write 1 to 9.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Depends upon the priority, it will be in the, I mean, it will be useful for the queue. I was thinking, is
Yeah.
that right?
Yes.
Okay, 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 okay.
So in your job queue, let's say multiple jobs are coming.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be like priority queue. So which job is having highest priority?
Mm.
So that will be executed first.
First, okay, got it now.
So output priority will not be using it.
Mm-hmm.
Out queue means your current out queue. You can see the job log,
Mm.
and these are all the library list. And we will use a hold. So if you want
Okay.
to hold the job means if you
Mm.
put star yes, it will be holding the job.
Okay.
And STD type, STD date also will be using.
Okay,
If
got
you
it.
want to schedule it for let's say after 5 minutes,
Mm.
so you can write the time here.
Okay. Okay, got it.
but don't go with this time.
Okay.
There will be different time in the AS400 system.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So let's say I'm holding the job now.
Hmm.
So now you see it is giving me one message that job this submitted to job queue sang 123
Hmm.
in library QZPL.
Hmm.
So the steps for batch debugging is
Hmm.
first you have to submit the job with hold of star yes. So you have to hold the job, otherwise the job will be executed.
Okay.
I mean, job will submit and your command will be already running it.
Hmm. Okay.
So you cannot add the breakpoints and all.
Okay.
So for that, what you need to do is first thing is you have to hold the job.
Hmm.
So there are two ways you can hold the job. So one is
Okay.
you can directly do hold of in the job only. We did hold star yes, right? Just now we did so hold star yes. So
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
one way.
Hmm.
Second way is you can hold the job queue only.
Hmm. Okay.
So this is my job queue.
Hmm.
So I can hold this job queue. So the command is HLD job queue.
Okay.
If you take F4, write the job queue name,
Hmm.
the job queue will be in hold
In
state.
the
That
whole.
means whichever job you will submit under the job queue,
Hmm.
all jobs will be in hold status only.
Okay.
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 So
So, under single job queue, we can submit multiple jobs.
yeah, that's what the job queue is then. So
Okay. Hmm.
you can submit lot of jobs
Hmm.
under one job queue.
Okay. 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 So the depends upon the priority, it will be taking the jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. No. No. It's clear for me.
So I will go to my job queue.
Okay.
So to go to job queue, you have to write work job queue
Okay.
and take F4.
Hmm.
So my job queue name is sang123.
Okay.
So this is the job currently in my job queue. So you can have multiple entries if you submit multiple jobs.
Hmm.
So you will have multiple jobs here.
Okay.
So currently we have submitted only one job, right? So
Yeah.
it is giving one job.
Okay.
So so here there is option 6 release. So
Hmm.
meaning if I take 6 here
Okay.
and enter, then the job will be executed.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so now hmm, so you will be debugging the batch job, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So now what you need to do is you have to go here, take 5. You have to get the job details.
Hmm.
See here. So your job is this.
Okay. Okay.
So these are your job details, meaning the job is my job one. User is sang123.
Hmm.
Number is this number.
Okay.
So these are the job number, job name details of your current job.
Okay.
So if you want to hold the job means yeah, so these are all your session details.
Okay.
So type is batch job because
Mm.
you're doing submit job, no? So it will be a batch job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So so these are your session details. So in which from which session
Mm.
this job is executed, this job is submitted basically.
Okay. Okay.
You can see the user who has submitted it.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Okay. So, okay.
okay, so now I will take this job number.
Mm.
So to do the batch debug, so you have to do str
Mm.
srv job first.
Still a server job. Okay.
Yeah. First, you have to submit the job with hold status or
Okay.
hold the job queue and submit the job.
Mm.
Second step is you have to take str srv job.
Mm.
Take F4.
Mm.
So here provides the job details. So which job you want to service debug.
Okay.
Okay, so start service job. So job name is my job one. Uh, User is this
Mm.
and job number is not copying. Why? 781
1, 5,
532.
3, 2.
781
5, 3, 2.
532. So now we already did the STRSRV job.
Mm.
Next thing is you have to do STRDBG on the program.
Okay.
STRDBG take F4. TUT debug 1. Star yes. Star yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So now uh, you cannot put the breakpoint here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Here. You have to do STRDBG now, but you
Mm.
cannot put breakpoint. You have to come back here again, like in further steps actually.
Okay.
Not in this step, you cannot put breakpoint. So
Okay.
now what you need to do, just resume only. Just take F12 from here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we should call the program.
Yeah. So now what you need to do, you have to release it.
Okay.
So now you have to release it. So we'll see what happened. So it will say that the service job has been released from the job queue. So press enter to start the job or F10 to enter debug commands for that job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, so now you will be taking uh, F10 because
Okay.
you have to go into debug, right? So
Yes.
you will be taking F10 now.
Okay.
So here you have to do DSP mod SRC
Okay.
display module source.
Mm.
So if you do DSP mod SRC,
Mm.
hit enter, it will come to your source. So
Okay.
whichever program you want to debug it.
Okay.
So now you can put the breakpoint.
Okay. Source. Okay. Now we
And
can debug the code. Okay.
yeah, so now you can put breakpoint anywhere you want.
Okay.
You take F6 here, F6 here.
Hmm.
So now hit F12 again.
Hmm.
So this is only the display module source. So
Okay.
wherein you can add your breakpoints. That's it. And now F12. So again F12 from here.
Hmm.
So so now you have to press enter so that your job will be started and it will come to your breakpoint.
Okay.
So if I press enter here,
Hmm.
see, it is
Okay.
already at the line number 1.
Yeah.
So now if
Got
I take F10,
Hmm.
it will come here.
Okay.
Will execute one by
Yeah.
line by line. So if you take var 3, if I take F11 here, the value is 10.
Hmm.
Oops, what happened? Suddenly my session ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there is no job now. It's already completed.
Yeah.
No mind. So you understood the steps, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So after your job is submitted,
Hmm.
let's say you executed until star and equal to star on.
Hmm.
Your
Okay.
completely debug is done means. So you
Okay.
can take and
Hmm.
DVC.
Yes. It's not valid in this mode. Okay.
So
So,
it will end your debug and then next is end SRB job.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so currently, let's see if I do STR job means, but I have to provide job details. Currently, don't have any. So
Maybe the
whenever
system
you,
has ended, no? That's why it is not taking videos.
right, right. So if because our session was logged out, no, so that's why
Yeah. Yeah.
everything was out already. Everything
Yes.
ended.
Yes. 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 Yes.
You
Got it.
don't have to end anything.
Okay.
But let's say after everything is done means you have to do end DBG and SRV job.
SRVDB job. Yeah. Got it.
Okay, so those two things you have to, that's it. So this is your batch job debugging.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
put breakpoint also. You can put watch. So everything you can do same.
Okay. Excellent. So the main difference is we can hold a job in queue and we'll be debugging on it. So we're calling it as multiple jobs. No, that's why we're calling it as batch debugging, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So for no doubts, Sangram. It's clear.
Okay. Yeah. So any other topic you want to discuss or you want me to teach you?
Mm, I mean, we can go ahead from tomorrow. Uh,
Mhm.
so tomorrow we can start with display files.
Okay.
So connecting to RPGLE. I mean, or else, yeah, calling display files from RPGLE so that when we call the program, it should be running display file and everything we enter there, it will be executing in RPG and it will be displaying from the display file. Can we do that?
Okay. Okay.